Hey, what's up everyone? Before we begin and I show you guys the exhaust sound, I think it's important to talk about a few things. Number one, this setup works for the Chrysler 300s and the Dodge Chargers, not just the Dodge Challengers, so you can get the same setup with that as well. Another thing is going to be the breakdown of the video. There's 4 different parts. The first part is going to be the stock, second one is going to be rear resonator deletes, stock bud mufflers, and then the third part is going to be the 10B setup right after it was installed. So I record the video right after, like the day after it was installed. I recorded it. It's important to note that because these mufflers have the packing material inside of it. When you first get these things installed, if you decide to, your exhaust is going to sound pretty quiet. You're actually going to be disappointed if you go from the rear res delete to the 10B setup because it's going to sound much more quiet. But what you have to do is you have to give it about 500-600 miles for the packing material to press up where it needs to and pack before you get that true exhaust that you're going to end up getting in the final result. But luckily I got you guys covered. I do have the final third and fourth parts are going to be, third part's going to be the sound of the exhaust day after installation, and then the last part is going to be about 1,000 miles after or more, actually definitely more than 1,000 miles, of the packing material all settled in. So it's the final sound when you're all good to go. Now here's a disclaimer. Alright, I did the best I could. I recorded it as I did, but I think the audio doesn't truly capture what the sound really sounds like. For example, the 10B setup the day after installation, that sound actually sounds a lot better in the video than it does sound in real life. It almost sounds like it's close to the final packing clip and the rear resonator clip. But I can say from, installing it in person that the day after installation, like the day after or the next week after you install the 10B setup, it sounds close to factory. It really does. It's much more quieter than the video makes it seem like. So just beware that, if you do get it installed, relax, give it time. It will end up packing and it'll sound good. What I recommend to do is, if you're gonna get the setup, you already have to cut out the rear resonators. So what I suggest you do is you go to your muffler shop, you get them cut and ride with that for about a month. Drive it for a month, get a feel for it, and then afterwards go for the full setup. And the reason why is because it'll make you appreciate that final setup even more, and plus you'll always wonder what if. Some guys will tell you, oh no, go with the rear res, that's what we need. It's much more cheaper and it's easier to do, and it sounds good, it sounds aggressive, sounds hard. But in reality, the problem with the rear res delete is the drone. The cabin drone you get from the rear res is so annoying. Now, if you're driving, let's just say within your neighborhood, down the block, it's not going to be a big deal. But when you go down on the highway, my god, these things are really annoying. It's very loud. I'm personally not a fan of it. Hey, there might be some wrench heads out there that might like it, and that's if so, that's cool for you. And that's why I recommend getting the rear res deletes first. That way you go, okay, this isn't annoying for me. I actually love the sound of that drone. And if you like the sound of that drone, I say stay that way. Keep it that way. Don't get the 10B setup. Just keep it. But if the drone is a little annoying, right, your passenger is definitely not gonna like that sound. It's not a common sound to enjoy. Hey, something to take into consideration, right? When you get the final setup, it is overall quieter than the rear res deletes. The rear resonator deletes are the loudest setup you can get, besides straight pipe, but who else can do that? No thanks. So just keep in mind that the rear resonator delete is the loudest, but in my opinion, a lower quality exhaust setup rather than the 10B setup. Yeah, that's basically it. And I'll have the description of the quad exhaust tips and the mufflers in the description down below. And overall, I think the 10B setup is the best setup for our vehicles. And without further ado, let's get right to the video.